You can follow every ATS rule, use the right keywords, format your resume perfectly and still get rejected. This video is about the part no one talks about, the strategic and psychological mistakes even high-level professionals make after job loss, redundancy and layoff. If you watched my last video on ATS basics, you know how the system works. But today, I'm showing you why experienced, qualified people still fail, even when they do everything right. But if you are earning 90k or more and wondering why you are not getting interviews, you need to hear this. Let's dive in. The Real ATS Trap. Here's the truth that most ATS advice misses. ATS doesn't reject people because they are unqualified. It rejects them because they are unclear. For professionals at higher salary levels, the danger isn't missing keywords. It's over-complexity, over-experience and identity confusion for the ATS. Let me explain what I mean. When you're early in your career, your resume is simple. You have had 1, maybe 2 roles. Your identity is clear. ATS loves that. But when you're 10, 15, 20 years into your career, you've had promotions, lateral moves, leadership roles, technical roles, maybe a complete pivot or 2. You have layers. And here's the problem. ATS needs 1 story per resume. It's not built to understand complexity. It's built to recognize patterns and match them to a job description. So when you try to show everything you've done, all your skills, all your achievements, all your roles, the ATS gets confused. It can't figure out what you are. And when it can't categorize you clearly, it ranks you low or filters you out. This isn't a keyword problem. This is a decision problem. And that's where most people get stuck. Let's talk about mistake number 1. You don't know which version of yourself to submit. High performers usually have multiple roles under their belt, promotions and lateral moves, leadership and technical experience overlapping. And when you sit down to write your resume, you want to include all of it because it's all true. It's all valuable. It's all you. But here's what's happening. You end up writing a career history instead of a targeted application. You're trying to be everything at once. Strategic leader, hands-on expert, change manager, technical specialist. And ATS, it has no idea what to do with that. What ATS rewards is this, a deliberate, narrow positioning. 1 professional identity per application. So the coaching question I always ask is, which version of you is this resume written for? And which version must be silenced? That's hard, really hard, especially after job loss, redundancy or layoff, when you're already feeling like you need to prove your worth. But this isn't a keyword problem. This is a decision problem. And most people struggle to make that decision when it's about their own career. If this is resonating with you, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and drop a comment telling me what's the hardest part of writing your resume right now. Let's get deeper into this topic. Mistake number 2. You're writing for accuracy, not for ranking. High integrity professionals, and I'm guessing that's you, want to be precise. You want your resume to reflect the nuance of what you did, the complexity, the full picture. But there's the thing, ATS doesn't reward nuance. It rewards recognizable patterns. It wants alignment, familiarity, clear categorization. The common mistakes I see is this. Someone will say, I don't want to oversimplify my role. I did more than just project management. I was coordinating cross-functional teams, managing stakeholder expectations, overseeing budget allocations. And yes, that's all true. But to the ATS, that reads as vague. It's looking for the standard term project management. Here's the coaching reframe I use. You're not lying. You're translating. You're taking your complex, real-world experience and translating it into the language the system understands. That doesn't make it less true, it makes it effective. But emotionally, that's hard to do alone, because it feels like you're reducing yourself, and after job loss that can feel like another hit to your identity. This is where coaching helps, because it's not just about the resume. It's about the decision to let go of needing to explain everything. Mistake number 3. And this is one most videos won't tell you. ATS can silently penalize you for being too senior or too expensive. Yes, really. Here's what triggers it. 15 to 20 plus years of experience. Too many leadership titles. Broad scope without focus. Language that suggests strategic authority when the role is actually tactical. What happens is this. Your DIY resume accidentally screams, I'm overqualified, I'm expensive, I'm a flight risk. And the ATS, or the recruiter using it, filters you out before you ever get a chance to explain. Coaching helps to decide what to remove, what to downplay, where to compress experience. And this is emotionally hard. People resist it because it feels like you are hiding your value. But here's the truth. You're not hiding your value. You are controlling the narrative. You're making sure that the ATS sees you as the right fit, not the risky fit. And that's a strategic decision that most people can't make objectively on their own, especially when they are still processing job loss. Mistake number 4. You're keyword matching without narrative control. Most advice is just mirror the job description. And at entry or mid-level, that works. But at senior level, that's dangerous. Here's why. You can keyword match yourself into the wrong bucket. The ATS might claim you as overqualified, managerial and misaligned, even when you're actually perfect for the role. Coaching helps with keyword selection, not just inclusion, deciding which keywords not to use, balancing breadth versus specificity. Here's the key insight. ATS optimization is as much about omission as it is about inclusion. It's not just what you put in, it's also what you leave out. And that requires strategic thinking, not just following a checklist. And now, mistake number 5. And this is the one that ties everything together. You don't see the psychological sabotage happening in your own resume. After job loss, what I often see with high-earning professionals is that they start to over-explain, defend their value, try to prove their relevance, and fear being reduced or overlooked. And that shows up as bloated professional summaries, excessive bullet points, anxious tone, language that's trying too hard. Now, ATS doesn't read emotions, but the recruiter, they feel it immediately. And even if your resume passes the ATS, if a human recruiter senses that defensiveness or desperation, they move on. They think that's dangerous. This is where coaching makes the biggest difference, because it's not just about fixing the resume. It's about restoring calm authority, confidence without defensiveness, clean, restrained language. My name is Elizabeth Peischl, and in my work I help people to gain clarity, positioning, confidence and decision-making power after job loss. Not because they don't know how to write a resume, but because their internal compass has taken a hit and needs recalibrating. And that's what shows up in the resume on the page. Here's the core truth. Most people don't fail ATS because they lack skills. They fail because they haven't decided who they are now after that job loss. And until you make that decision, no amount of keyword tweaking will fix it. The resume is just the symptom. The real issue is clarity, positioning, identity. And that's the work that actually gets you through the ATS and in front of the right people. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe and leave a comment. I'd love to hear where you're at in your job search and what's feeling hardest right now. And if you're realizing you need support with the deeper stuff, the clarity, the confidence, the positioning, that's exactly the kind of work I do. I'm here to help you get clear, get confident, and get seen. Thanks for watching. You've got this. Confidence after job loss, redundancy, or layoffs starts here.